Look, I'm not your dad. As much as this may sound strange, yes, I have never even been a father, but why did I only decide to come out now and say this? Because I should put you in the full picture that I'm not allowed to tell you what you should or should not do. But, as a person of responsibilities, I would like you to listen to me. You will move out as soon as the sun comes out. This is an order. This whole introduction was not for you, the viewer. It was more like a message to the person in the next video. If he ever watches this guy was awake late at night. He was sitting on the ground on his butt. I don't know what he heard in the kitchen, but since he was alone in the house, he shouldn't have heard such noises, so he took out his phone to document the moments of fear he was going through. He was pointing the camera in the wrong direction though. He did hear what he heard from the kitchen. Yes, I did say that, but in the top right corner he almost missed what looked like a giant head peeking at him. The clips cut to him being in his room, having locked himself in there, while a terrifying scream was coming from behind the door, something that made my pants get darker in color in certain areas. It was almost as if a monster was trying to break in. This is just a friendly reminder to keep your doors and windows locked at all costs, especially if you live in a ground-level house or apartment. These windows must be kept shut. What kind of freaky creature was that? I'm not a person who likes visitors or guests. Heck, I may not even be a person who likes neighbors, despite my long story with that one neighbor of mine. But visitors who come at times you should be either asleep or trying to make a family are the worst. Amoroso is a man who has to deal with way too many of these late-night visitors. Though he isn't like us, he isn't special either. Then what the heck is he? He is just a human with special life conditions. His house is haunted, so what kind of visitors do you expect him to be hosting? It's the ghosts. One late night, his wife, who turned out to be taking shifts with her husband, recorded the events. As when he wasn't available for whatever reason, she would be recording the events. She woke up to someone knocking downstairs. She awakened her husband from his hibernation, telling him he should take the phone, act like the man that he is, go downstairs, and then do his thing. I don't know what his thing is, or if he has a gimmick of some sort, but he should be the protector. He took the phone and headed down there. The knocking was consistent and persistent. It was on the window or the door, I don't exactly know, but what I have seen and what you see during the event is what appears to be a ghostly face behind the window. The knocks only stopped when Amoroso opened the door and came out to where someone could have been knocking, in which he found nothing. The ghostly activity got even more intense the other day. The man just entered the house and he was already hearing heavy tappings from upstairs. He rushed up there, checked the room, and missed a small detail, a bone-chilling one. There was a doll in that room sitting on the ground. Its hand was left up by itself. Talking about dolls, there is footage where he had a doll next to a candle when the doll's hand also moved by itself. One night, while Amoroso was the only one awake in the house, he found the rocking chair rocking on its own, while the light in the kitchen flickered multiple times.
Voy entrando a la casa. Dicen que lo mueve uno con un hilo. Luego estaban diciendo eso sí es bastante extraño, amigos. Bastante extraño que esté pasando todo esto. Ok, creo que es hora de dormir. Puede ser que puede... Ok, ya me voy a ir a dormir, ok. Ya son las 3 de la mañana, yo creo que ya es hora de dormir. Te voy a dejar de molestar. Así que te quedes en tu casa. Justo cuando dejé de grabar y así va a estar, amigos, toda la noche. Prendiéndose y apagándose, ok. Yo sé que muchas personas van a decir, no, pues es un corto. Pero bueno, yo se los dejo a sus criterios. No me toca convencerlos.
Johnny, están tocando.
¿Ah?
Están tocando.
¿Quién es?
Nadie, duérmete, mamá.
¿Están tocando?
Sí.
Ah, sí, no manches.
Escucha.
Otra vez, güey, a ver. Dame.
Sí.
A ver, aguanta.
Sí.
Otra vez. Otra vez no. Son las 3 de la mañana, gente. Son casi las 3 de la mañana. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Deja de molestar. Quiero que te largues. ¿Qué es eso? Oh, no manches. Oh, no manches. ¡Ceci! ¿Estás escuchando?
Sí.
Vente. Son las 2 de la tarde, se está manifestando algo. Tengo que decir que no hay nadie. Estoy completamente solo. No manches. Se acaba de abrir la puerta del cuarto. Este cuarto, pues nadie lo habita. Estoy solamente con mi hijo de 8 años. Vente, Neto, no te quedes.
Why would you have dolls in there when they already proved that they are haunted, just to worsen the situation? I mean, I understand he has a very young kid, but maybe you have to switch from dolls to plushies. Usually these don't get possessed. They always come right back to where they have started, to places they used to have memories in. They think they could move on, but then nostalgia gets under their skin and they have no option. No matter how much they scratch it or how many doctors they see, their feeling never leaves until they go back to these places. Maybe you think I lost my mind trying to write a novel here, but I'm actually referring to Allah, the investigator. He will be our guest in the upcoming footage. He went back to the old haunted talisman house. This is what he calls it based on how many dark magic pieces he found in there. What kind of nostalgia brings back a person to such a horrifying place? Well, it's not nostalgia in his case. I just made that up to try to create a narrative. Regardless, before the man could even put a foot inside the property, while on his way to the front door, he noticed that unlike the last time, the glass of the windows was all shattered to pieces like how I was shattered the other day when I found out she was married in my dream. Allah proceeded. He kept going. Before he even began investigating, he heard footsteps coming from upstairs. He started calling out to see if someone was in there playing tricks on him, as if there was someone doing so in the first place who would come out and tell him, "Yeah, you caught me, man." He never received a response, not a verbal response at least, but a chair was somehow thrown at him. The footsteps never stopped. Finally, he decided to go up there. It's when the paranormal activity showed its true face to him. And believe me, it was ugly. Something you would only see in the face of a lady who just woke up. He tried to pinpoint where these footsteps were coming from, but he never reached what he desired. Instead, objects were thrown at him out of nowhere, from wardrobes to chairs, let alone how many doors swung on their own right in front of him. One even slammed shut while he was in a room he thought he got locked in.
القزاز متكسر كله يا جماعة. شو اللي قاعد يصير داخل؟ شوفوا القزاز هذا كامل متكسر. في أحد في المكان؟ في أحد؟ سمعتوا؟ أقسم بالله في أحد. في أحد في المكان؟ إذا في أحد يطلع. سامع خطواتك، اطلع. أخ العيال، سامع خطواتك والله، اطلع. طيب أنا طالع لك. والله سمعت صوتك، اطلع ابن الحلال، ماني مسوي لك شيء. أبو محمد، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أبو محمد، الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم، لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. اسمع. سامعين 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 سامعين؟ أنت إنس ولا جن؟ أبو محمد، الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. ما هو طبيعي اللي قاعد يصير هنا يا جماعة، والله ما هو طبيعي. هذه غرفة الطلاسم يا جماعة. هنا طلعنا أكثر من سحر. أبو محمد، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله. أبو محمد، إذا أنت إنس اطلع. محمد. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. إذا أنت انس اطلع ابن الحلال. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. أبو محمد حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. لا 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 أبو محمد لا إله إلا الله. يدي. أنا بطلع. لا إله إلا الله. والله أسمع أصوات والله. يا الله. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. حصنت نفسي. لا إله إلا الله. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل فيكم.
If he already extracted all the sorcery that was hidden within the house, how come the house is still so ghostly active? And who said he extracted them all? Even if he did, jinns are not easily manipulated. The next video is definitely not the most interesting one. He said it was his scariest night at a monastery, but I would argue with that. I know what you're thinking, like, who am I to decide what was the scariest night for him? Well, as a very old man with lots of experience in this field, and having seen and featured many of Franco's videos, this video is definitely not on that list of the scariest. So, he decided to go and investigate a monasterium, known for many things. They say there have been lots of screams wandering the halls of this place, many injuries that took place in there, sacrifices that were made, and lingering shadow figures. This takes us to the investigation itself. Once he reached the place, he already began feeling surrounded. He mentioned that he feels like something is watching over him from inside the building. He was already creeped out even before stepping inside. Nevertheless, he entered the building and began investigating. While doing so, there could be heard in the background as if a door was being closed. But they mentioned that there were screams, unknown screams in the place. Well, it seems like these claims were true, as the man did hear and capture screams in the background. At many different areas, wherever there was a doorway with darkness behind it, Franco tended to claim that he spotted a shadowy figure, so he might have been hallucinating due to the ghostly energy of this place. In one spot in the building where they used to sacrifice animals, he used the K2 meter, and he got some intense spikes. Perhaps the scariest anomaly he caught on camera, and I would believe it was 100% paranormal, was the singing that echoed through the building.
This place apparently has a lot of history of haunted things going on, between screams, people getting hurt, scratched, and sacrificed. And there's like a lot of sacrificial stuff also that happens on the inside. So I don't even know what to expect. And I'm already nervous because I keep seeing shadows on the house. What was that? The first one sounded like a scream. I think that might have been a cow. It's hard for you guys to hear because of the cars on the outside. But I swear I'm still hearing noises. I think it's coming from in front of me. What? The allergies out here is just crazy. My throat's been bothering me. But this place is completely different at night than what it's been on the daytime. I just heard something inside the hallway. Is there someone trying to talk with me? Jesus Christ. What's your name? It's already going off. Look. I'm just holding it. My hand. Just like that. It just went off again. I'll put on just a little IR there. My hand's literally right here. I'm not holding anything. Look at that. What am I hearing? Okay, hold on. I can't focus on the kids here right now. I think it could also just be a friggin' animal or something. See, this is the glass that I'm hearing moving. Hola. Hola. Is there anybody here? Just give me a sign. Please. I'm trying to stop shaking. I'm so nervous right now. What? Hold on. I hear him moaning, but that could be an animal as well. Just made it towards the front of the complex. I swear I heard what sounded like a cell phone on the inside, and there is nothing out here. There's nobody. Look, IR low. It is completely empty. Man, I thought I was going to see somebody. Oh, what was that? But this is where they sacrificed the animals. They burnt them, and they had like a pentagram and stuff. But it looks like they cleaned the place. What was that? What was that? Hola. Holy. That shit sounds like it's coming from back here. That's coming from in here. Hold on. I hear movement.
The singing for me was the seal of the deal. The reason is due to the fact that no one would sing in such a place, not a woman at least. They are not known to play tricks on anyone in such abandoned, creepy buildings, let alone sing. Sarah is a woman who has the guts to work in some of the scariest places out there. Now you might be thinking she is a ghost hunter or a priest, and that's regular for her job. But you would be as wrong as that mosquito that thought she could sting me twice without paying the price. Sarah works as a cleaner. She isn't working exclusively in cleaning houses. She also cleans an elderly care home. Speaking of which, she has been working as a cleaner in an elderly care home for quite some time. What's special about this one establishment in particular is the fact that it has a bad reputation. No, these elders aren't the problem. They are not even capable of causing problems at their age. It has to do with the building itself, as many residents lost their lives in there. Now, in one of Sarah's videos, she was wandering the place alone. She was hearing sounds, and you can clearly hear these sounds in the video. Terrifying sounds like screams or creaks, I can't tell. But since she was alone, no matter what these sounds were, you won't be able to handle them on a normal day. While trying to find what could be their source, a cleaning trolley speeding on its own terrified her to the point where she rushed to get to the elevator, but that mother lover was too slow in response. In the other video, where she was working in a house, she heard footsteps, like someone was going upstairs, despite being alone. What made it worse was a glimpse of a ghostly figure she captured.
Otra vez están escuchando muchos ruidos. Oigan, ¿de dónde viene ese ruido? Se escucha como que gritaran, como si hablaran. No es nadie. Se escucha que grita. Creo que es de acá. Hay veces que se oyen las sillas de ruedas, que caminan, que hablan. ¿Qué podrá ser? Ay, ¿qué podrá ser? ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí miré algo. No puede ser. No puede ser, ¿escucharon? Ahora sí sentí que alguien me tocó de verdad. Tengo que ir. No abre el pinche elevador. Les había dicho que se escucha mucho ruido. Voy a tener que ir por mi hija. ¡Abre! No abre. No está abriendo el elevador. La señora varias veces me ha preguntado si he escuchado ruidos o cosas así. Y lo que escuchamos es cuando suben las escaleras. Y es que hace unos meses el hijo de la señora falleció y dice ella que escucha cómo suben o bajan las escaleras. Así que les voy a enseñar ahorita el cuarto del muchacho para que ustedes lo vean. Nosotros sí escuchamos a veces cómo suben, pero no vemos a nadie. Vamos para que vean la recámara. La recámara del muchacho. La señora siempre me pregunta, Sara, ¿nunca has escuchado algo? Y le digo, a veces se escucha las escaleras, pero no vemos a nadie. Y es que ella ha notado que cuando se queda sola, escucha mucho ruido en la recámara del muchacho. Y es que él falleció hace algunos meses. ¿Qué es eso? Desde que él no está, nosotros no tocamos nada de limpieza, así como él dejó. Así la señora quiere que se mantenga. Entonces, este es el cuarto del cual se oyen muchos ruidos. Hay veces que azotan la puerta. Ay, dime, ¿tú vendrías a limpiar?
In case you didn't see it, there tends to be something, almost like a head moving upstairs, in the room up there. But what you need to know is that the homeowners after this incident had to come out and clear things with Sarah, telling her that their son passed away in the house, and ever since paranormal occurrences began to happen. Either Sarah is not choosing the right places to work in, or she is just unlucky, just like those who didn't subscribe or watch the next video on screen yet.